Alrighty. I have a severe thunderstorm warning going into Nashville right now. Right now, for a very large hail, about 2.25. I believe that's what I saw. That's 2.5 now. Let's see, did they update the warning? Ping pong ball. Alright. I don't think there's a tornado threat with it right now. No, it's all wind and hail. There might be a tornado threat right here. Should be. Oh, yeah, that's a nasty hail threat. Okay, you're acting stupid again. Alright. There we go. Hopefully that works. Let's go see if the DOT has some cameras in the area. Tennessee DOT. Cameras. They do. Let's see if we can get one with a good shot of this storm. I think near Forest Hill would be a good one. Let's do maps. Smart weight traffic, maybe? Bum. There's some near Brentwood. And you can see right where it's starting as well. I think this is deep inside the rain. Yeah, that's deep inside the rain and hail. It's deep inside. That's inside. Ooh. That one that one was starting to get into it. That one's looking at the road on the campsite side. Very dark. It's starting to rain there. It's raining there. Traffic is backed up everywhere near like Brentwood. There are no cams in that area. There's no cams in the area that I needed. I could try some Brentwood ones or some Cherry Hills, Berry Hills. That one would look nice if it was pointing the right direction. Let's see. But I'm not getting any audio. I'm just going to delete that then. That does not work. Let's try a different one. Does that one work? No. What is going on with that? I'll have to do it manually. Should be working. There should be plenty of room in the Brentwood area. Berry Hills should not be in that much rain. Berry Hill. Let's see. No. No. know as well. Brentwood has one almost aimed perfectly. That's aimed in the wrong direction. Let's see. Oh, that's such a nasty, nasty hail core. But thankfully, no tornado threat there. There's actually a bigger tornado threat with this one right here. And right, yeah, there's a little bit right there. Otherwise, this is just massive wind and hail. I guess it's 60 and ping pong, yeah. That would be for the areas south of Nashville. Nashville should have some wind as well. Why do you keep doing that? I think I'm too close. That's the issue. Hopefully. Let's see. Alrighty. No tornado threat with that. That looks very elevated. This is more interesting right here, right in here. Near Rickman. I think this one's becoming undercut a bit. Thankfully, it's in the middle of nowhere. The hail should reach into Nashville for a little bit, but most of it's down here. Some giant hail, which is not a good sign when it's only 1,000 feet off the ground. In late fall. That's probably not gonna do anything. Let's check tops. Tops are good. VIL is pretty up there. Still 2.5. I'll have to see just what it can do. And then does the thermal radar reach? Does, but that makes it look really ugly. And the only area is right in here, which doesn't look anything like it. Yeah, that's not gonna do much. It'd be right in here on the thermal side. Let's see. Does that give me any good views? Just gives me an elevated view. Well, that's starting to get really annoying. Are you gonna do it there? No, you are not. Let's do properties, maybe? And, oh, is my headset not on? No, it's on. Is this like aim somewhere? Yeah, it's aim somewhere stupid. That's why. That explains why it wasn't doing anything. There's some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds near Forest Hills right now. Any rotation there is fairly broad. And that's more like this. Gonna have to watch it though, going forward. That would be near Brentwood. I think there's a cam near Brentwood. Yeah, I think it paused or something. No, it's just being weird. See if I can get that camera back. Brentwood. No. Stab asking me for that. Let's see. Anything there? I'm gonna have to reset. Come on. I'm gonna have to delete that. Brentwood. Come on. There was Brentwood. Which one was the good one? Is this one? No. It was... No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Was it up here? Yes, it was up here. There we go. There we go. Might actually bring her up like this as well. And it paused again. There's a bunch of lightning happening on it. No real cloud formations to see. There we go. Only ping pong ball size hail out of that area. Or inch out of that area. Was expecting a lot larger than that. Oh, you can see the rain coming over the hill. It's pretty awesome right there. You can see it coming right over the hill. That means it's at that highway. Ooh, looks like they're probably gonna have to issue a tornado warning here soon. In the southern part near Brentwood. We'll have to check the terminal. Ooh, that's looking really good. Yeah, there's a tornado right there. There's about to be a tornado. Yeah, right in here, there's about to be a tornado. They're about to upgrade that. Let's bring this back down. To show the tornado about to happen. Yeah, and right on both of them's off the charts right now. In that area. It's literally the same area. Yeah, there's about to be a tornado there. Did they update it to at least Tor Possible? No, they have not, because not 15 minutes ago, there was no tornado possible. Oh, that's looking ugly right there. Oof. Oof. That's looking massive right there. It's looking like gonna get a nice little tornado out of that. Problem is it's going into more populated zones right now. So if you live north of Franklin, there's about to be a tornado about to drop. Is that due to the... That can't be due to the hail. The hail's not, I guess it is blocking it a little bit. Problem is, it's also on the terminal, which has a better view. Which, yeah, there's probably just a straight tornado there. It has no CC. Haven't issued it yet. Did they up it? They did not. Let's see. When this updates, ooh, they're gonna have issues. Oof, man. Let's see. Are they gonna pull the trigger on that? Yeah, there's a tornado right there. If this isn't clear, yeah, there's a tornado right now. There is a tornado right now occurring near Franklin, Tennessee. Yep, we have a tornado happening right now near Franklin, Tennessee. About to cross the highway. Just north of town. Just north of Franklin, Tennessee. We have a tornado currently happening. Right in here. As long as this overlay up, yeah, there's a brief little spin-up tornado happening right in there. I think that was, yeah, that's also the location where that rotation went through. Yeah, that's a tornado. Yeah, she briefly touched down there. That's the only good part about this, is I think it was only briefly on the ground. Yeah, that's... yeah, it's probably just a tornado. Problem is there's some hail in the way. Oh, there's massive hail in the way. Never mind. See, do I see the same? Yeah, that's the same area as this, so it's most likely just a straight tornado. And just north of Franklin, in this tree area over here. There's probably just a straight tornado happening right now. Unfortunately, I think this might be another instance of people not doing the mornings properly. It's been happening a lot lately. Yeah, the problem is there's a bunch of hail out in front of it. So you can't be 100%, but considering it's both on the terminal and the big radar, it's probably just straight. Let's see. Was likely very brief, but it came together very, very fast, so thought for sure that we were gonna drop a tornado warning with that. Problem is there's so much hail in the way. Now the terminal should be getting some super high resolution stuff of this. Yeah, it's obviously right in here. Probably crossed the highway by now. The cam I have, I think it's too far south, too far north. Oh, it's north of that town, I think. It's up near the, it's up over in here. So it'd be down in here. Oh, look at that mess. It's all shaky and stuff. Ooh, look at that. There's a bunch of wind in there. Alright. I think there was a brief attempt at a tornado there. Be right in there. Let's see, this is the CC. That's some fallout there. Was that? That's some dry air. There's the actual CC drop. Yeah, it filled in. Yeah, you can just tell from that. Looks like this is going to be the main supercell for tornadoes today. Let's check back out in with this one. That one's still looking decent. Problem is it's in the middle of a hole in the radars due to the mountains regions over there. Let's see. Yeah, the rotation fell apart there. Absolute chaos on the roads due to it happening right at rush hour. Can you knock that off? That's not going to be a good one. It's in the right spot. It's just not going to be a good one. Oh, that's a good one. That one's going to go full screen. Look at that. It does show it's more... It does show it's more elevated than surface base in that region. I think that's looking north, though. Oh, yeah. Ooh. I think I might be trying it again, what it did earlier. Looks like it's trying to reload the inflow zone. The terminal is in the thick of it right now. And you're not going to be able to get anything out of that. You can even see the hail curtains on the camera right now. That's pretty wild. There was a 60 mile per hour. Oh, it's estimated. Knock that off. I need to go do the tags and stuff because I forgot to do that. Oof. Ugh. Let's go back through. Did it update? Yes, it did. No, nothing new on the velocity, so. And it froze. Ugh. Ugh. It's in such a great spot, it's freezing so much. Yeah, you can see the hail bands approaching. Yeah, even the rain bands look pretty ominous right now. Surprised there's not a false tornado report being called in. Especially with one that looks like that. That would be right in... Oh, well, that's interesting. That would be right in there, but I don't think has to do with anything. Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with that. Oof. South of Nashville is lucky. That looks, that on radar looks like it's producing something, but it is not anymore. And we're starting to get into massive hail contamination. Ugh. Yeah, there's a bunch of hail contamination through that entire sector right now. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's constantly look like it's trying to produce the last 20 minutes. I think it even produced here before dying off. I'll have to check the NROT. There's nothing there. Nothing of use, at least. Terminal's also showing nothing because it's locked into the rain. Inhale. Nothing. Looks like that tornado attempt undercut it quite a bit there. That's good. They're only reporting rain there. Let's go back and hopefully it doesn't do that thing again. What? The rain's rapidly approaching. They're probably gonna extend this warning out to just north of Murfreesboro. Let's see. Looks like it might be reloading on the southern side. It did something similar back here. Yeah, it did something similar back here right before it tried to produce earlier. It looks like it's aiming for another round. Oh. There is some damage being reported where that potential tornado went through. Oh no, that's too far north. Yeah, that's way too far north. I need to see it down in here. Let's see. Don't see anything there. Looks like it is trying to reload a potential tornado again. Severe thunderstorm warnings for 60 and 1-inch hail. So that should be fun. So it come down quite a bit. It should. Is there a little bit of a southerly tilt to it? Yes, there is a southerly tilt to it as well. So it is a right mover. So Murfreesboro should potentially get the at least a wind event due to the alpha boundary right here. Let's check cams. And it's doing that thing again where it freezes. Let's see, how in the thick of it are we? Oh, they're in the thick of it, so... let's see if we can get some good ones. That's not good. It's not good. Check up here. No. And you're asking for my location again. That's right at the start of the rain. We're not gonna get anything because of how dark it is, are we? It's the best I can do. Let's see. Anything on NRAT? Yeah, looks like up in here. South of Nolansville. Southeast. Problem is that's not really where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be down in here. Which means it's undercut. It's a brief, slightly undercut right there. Yeah, she's right on the edge, but she's minorly undercut right there. There's a nudger to the southwest of it, though, which could potentially cause some issues. Surprised this isn't doing more. There's nothing there, that's why. Alright, let's check cams. Okay. Keeps asking me for my location. Ugh. Alright, there we go. It's starting to, the hook's starting to thin out. My guess is the southern one's gonna become the dominant one at this point. Bad that, oh, it's clearly right in there. And that would be, ooh. I think she's gonna try something nasty here. Let's see if she's able to load up another one. Problem is, this looks fairly elevated and undercut. Stop asking me for my location. The good thing is, it looks like it's weakening going into Murfreesboro. Let's check. Oh, that's not good. The only good thing is, it looks like it's minorly elevated. Problem is that you have a nudger right there. Right in there. So even though it doesn't look that great on radar, that can change in an instant like it did earlier as well. Oof. Fortunately, that's the best game I can get. That's a little concerning, but good news is, this is clearly the alpha boundary. It goes all the way up in here. You see that, and it's highly unlikely that anything will happen. that's all due to the hail causing issues. Let's check quick look. Where does that one go? Goes all the way across the state. Problem is, that was a couple hours ago. Yeah, we're already on the 22Z. That also gets absorbed, so let's see. Nothing new there. NROT has it down in here as any potential tornado threat, which is technically good because that's still in the inflow area, but it's probably just due to the alpha boundary causing issues. Interesting. That was one of the areas with the giant hail. So that's even more credence to the fact that it didn't exist. Yeah, looks like the southern part of the storm's starting to become more dominant. The wood, it would be up in here. Problem is, there's nothing up in there. Let's see, do we have a camera though? We do not. There is a tornado watch out. Yeah, that's nothing. Pretty sure that's just the gradient between the boundaries. Wow, nobody's going north there. Holy wow. Yeah, it's starting to fall apart there. And this would be the only other area. Besides this one, and that one's not looking that too hot either. It looks better from that angle. But, oof, not really the greatest looking storm right now. I believe it lost most of its hail severe characteristics. Okay, you froze. Oh yeah, that one's starting to get into some lightning and stuff. Let's see. Looks like it should head into Murfreesboro here soon. Walter Hill's the most prominent area for any tornado right now, but I think that might be a little bit too undercut. I can't tell from that. There's nothing really up there, so can't really tell. Might just be one of those moments where it looks really good on radar. And once it gets past there, it's out in the middle of nowhere. So we just have to make it through Murfreesboro. Should be able to. Looks like winds are going to be the main threat right now. With this structure. It's starting to rain at this location. Which means it's somewhere up in here. Nothing really, this area is an area of interest, since you have this new storm developing as well. But I can't really tell that much about that one. Let's see. Is the velocity updated? No. Unless there's a major update in the velocity near Walter Hill, there should just be a windstorm. Oof. There are not many cars going in that direction. Oof. There's some lightning with it as well. Just as much as you would expect. Alright, and it's updated, still down here. That should be going through Murfreesboro. And that structure on radar starting to look a little more concerning. Problem is, it's had concerning structure on the radar for quite a while and hasn't done anything with it. They did update it. I think it's just for wind now. Yeah, mostly for wind. Right, north in Murfreesboro. Ugh. Let's see. I think that's the only warning in this country, right now. Yeah, it's the only one anywhere. Thing is, it has a long way to go. Problem is, tornado threat's basically there. Let's check the webcam. Should be quite interesting. Now, you can see the rain coming in the background though, which is kind of wild. Again, this thing must have a super tight gradient on the it's a rain core, and that's what it looks like. Super tight gradient. Let's check en route. Should still be in here. Yeah, still in there. Could have something interesting going in Murfreesboro, but it should be mostly wind. Mostly a wind event right now. We'll have to see what happens there. The webcam's starting to look interesting. As you can see, the rain's coming in. Yeah, the reflectivity doesn't look that great anymore. Oof. Looks like it's starting to become more linear instead of supercellular, like it was back in here. I mean, that one looked pretty nasty. And it's become a linear mess right now. Apparently still has 1.25 hail. See, does it? Yeah, there's probably some good hail up in there. Problem is, that's nowhere near where any tornado threat is. And that would be red in here, going into Murfreesboro. look like she's doing much right now. She's lined herself out pretty well there. There is this one area of interest down near Murfreesboro, and that needs a close watch on. There's also this one near Grimsley. Problem is, it's in the middle of a radar hole. Ooh, well, that's on both. Yeah, that's on both. I'm gonna have to watch that area closely as well, near Grimsley and Sunbright. Let's see. Next update should be in 3 minutes, so quite a while. Let's see, we could do that one. Nothing. Nothing there. That's alright, yeah. It's, the good news is it's weakening going into Murfreesboro. Oof. Maybe it'll appear in Radar Omega. That way I could check a bit closer. And it froze. Again. Oof. Really wish it would stop asking for that. And it's already passed. Let's see. It should be coming into this area right in here fairly soon. Just follow it in. They're not gonna see much rain there. It's gonna be north. And rut's probably pretty down as well. Yeah, it's still showing, it's just not worth anything. This one out near Grimsley is a bit more interesting because it's out alone. Let's see. Let's see, does that bring it in? That does. CCs and nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's see. It's north of Kirkland, it's near Franklin, near there. There's been no reports of damage north of Franklin, so that probably means that wasn't a tornado then. Since that was a relatively populated zone, but that really did look like a CC drop tornado. And it was right over the area as well. Ooh. That's annoying. Oh, well, that's good. Looks like most of the tornado threats died off. New one should be near Ashtown, Auburn Town, but there's nothing in the velocity data that suggests it's anywhere near surface-based. Unless this is showing it, but that's not. That's too far. Does the terminal step out get up? It does, and it's showing just how much of a windbag it is. Yeah, just a giant windbag. Looks like a pretty busted day to me. There should be some, looks like there's the outflow boundary is going to go through Murfreesboro, which could pack quite a bit of wind. Most of the wind should stay north of town, on the north side of town, and up near Auburn town. They're probably going to extend this warning out to Woodbury and Liberty and Smithville here shortly, as that northern end looks quite good. Let's see. What does the NROT say? NROT saying that's an outflow boundary. Yeah, that's a bit of an outflow boundary. And it's undercutting. That's probably not going to show anything. No. You can see the outflow boundary right in here. Oof. That's going to reduce the tornado threat quite a bit for the remainder of the night. Might have to go back into looking through that super typhoon. See if the models are still picking up on it as well. Oh, that's not gonna end well. Oh, that is not gonna end well one bit. Most are sub 950s. So that's good. The pressure's gone up quite a bit. It doesn't really have doing much today. Tornado threat's basically about to go into the open areas and straight into the mountains. Still a little bit of some shenanigans near Murfreesboro, but nothing I'm too concerned about right now. But it needs to be it's worth watching. Oof. Let's see. And the NROT's not updated. When are they going to extend this warning? Because almost out of the warning. I mean, for sure you're going to do it for wind, as the base velocities are, at least in the southern one, weren't the warning. Let's see. There's nothing there. Let's check DOT cams, see if I have one in the area. There should be one just north of town. They're all east, or they're all west. And there's nothing at all. Let's see, maybe that's a north-facing one? I don't think so. Ooh. That's a nice one for the storm. Oh, you can see the outflow boundary. Ugh. There's almost no tornado potential with it right now. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna just bring that full. Yeah, that's showing the outflow boundary is very much intact and playing a very large role in the storm. Oof. What is it, a still image? It's not a still image, it's alive. It's looking almost due north. That's all right at the storm. Is there that little lightning? Yeah, they did. Oh, they chopped the warning down quite a bit. That's looking right into the area of interest where you would be expecting a tornado. And there's nothing there. Oof. Oof. Man. And froze again. Mm, it's, I think it's elevated. I think it's a little too much elevation on the storm. Oof. Ouch. There's almost no lightning with it. Normally at night with tornadic storms, you get outrageous lightning displays, and clearly there is none there. So either the tops are tops are super shallow. Oof. Those tops don't exist. That one out near Grimsley's looking nice though. Still is nice looking. This one looks nice on the reflectivity, but velocities are a mess. There's no lightning there whatsoever. I'm pretty sure this is looking north. Yeah, this is looking north. There's nothing there. No, this is looking south. That's annoying. That would explain the lack of lightning. That's not gonna show lightning. That is not either. Okay, back to the radar. Radar's looking pretty cruddy right now. And Murfreesboro should be getting into a outflow boundary here soon. Yeah, there's an outflow boundary there. Otherwise, everything's elevated to hell. Oof. There is one out near Grimsley, but that's not gonna do much. It's mostly in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that fell apart. The outflow undercut the entire storm right there. I think if it checks the yeah, you can see right where it is. It's just through the middle of town, right up through here. Oof. I'm surprised they didn't reissue it for wind. For Auburn Town. Eastward to Smithville and Woodbury. But there has been a lack of damage considering where it went through. And a lack of hail reports as well. Considering that had 60 DBZ hail core at one point. 70 even. Nothing on the tops. Pine Bluff had a bunch of damage. Oof. Let's see. That's gonna show nothing. Yeah, that's gonna show nothing. Let's see. Yeah, this has become all elevated. Would be a wind threat right now. There's still this area north of Murfreesboro. That's worth watching. Maybe once it interacts with these hills or something, I'll do something. Up until then, I might even be dropping the morning thing. Let's see, is that right? Yes, that is right. It's probably gonna happen here soon. Still 1-inch hail in here apparently. Let's see if we can go find it. Nope. Yeah, there's a massive outflow boundary going through Murfreesboro. Good news is that should damage the severe weather potential and tornado potential quite a bit. There's a storm near Chapel Hill that's starting to gain my interest. Yeah, it's right in here. And that's the terminal, so that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, right in here. It's starting to pique my interest quite a bit. It's south of the boundary and in the warm air still. Yeah, that one's starting to really pique my interest. Near Columbia. This one's probably gonna get its morning dropped, or after that's probably gonna get extended or something. Yeah, this one right here is looking the most interesting to me right now. Near Chapel Hill in Columbia, Tennessee. Let's see, is this one still acting a fool? No. Let's see. Still acting a fool a bit, but not as bad as it used to be. They're probably gonna extend the warning on these 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts over there. This one right here is starting to pique my interest quite a bit. The boundary is basically right in here. Looking a little too good right now, especially with this nudger on the backside. I'm trying to figure out when they're gonna reissue this warning. And this one's looking really nice for the next big storm. I think it even has some hail in it on the top. Yeah, a little bit of hail. Let's see. That's all flowy. Yeah, outflow right in here. I think it even extends up into Auburn Town. No, Auburn Town's getting smacked by the heavy rain. This is the most interesting area right now. Near Chapel and Spring Hills. The next update's going to be, it should be in 7 seconds. Should be able to get a good view of it here soon. Yeah. Reflectivity looks really, really nice. It doesn't even look half bad on the velocities. And they are in sales too. That's starting to come together really nicely. Ooh. Ooh, new update. That's looking really nice. Just check tops really quick, because that will allow to tell about our story. A little bit disorganized. It's not really what you want to see. Yeah, doesn't have a lot of VIL either. Let's see. Any cameras in that area near Chapel Hill? No, there are none whatsoever. That sucks. Oof. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't dropped or extended this warning yet. Maybe that's is that like a wake low type? That's a wake low type situation. Oof. That's one of those some winds get pushed down from the top of the atmosphere. It's not as organized on the velocities as it used to be. Anything up here? Nope, nothing. This is the only one of interest near Sunbright. And that one's starting to fall apart. Do need to watch this one near Chapel Hill, as that has the best opportunity based on where it is. Oof. Yeah, they've looked really nice on the reflectivity, but when you go look at the velocities, there's nothing there. This one at least has something there as well. Let's see if we can now if the tops could get better, might be able to do something about that. Like these tops look really, really nice, but they're not really doing much. Oof. It's like watching that football game last night. Why have you not extended or dropped this warning yet, my guys? Or they're just gonna let it expire? Because that's not a great sign. Let's see. Anywhere else? No, that's the only warning in the country right now. I might just go on to it's already at 980. Ooh. Let's check modeling for Western Pacific. What do they have it at? They have it all the way down to 940s, going right into Luzon before bringing up another tropical storm. And that's fun. How would they not drop this warning yet? That's a waste of a warning. Ugh. And that filled right in. See if it's done anything with that. Still technically have a warning for Murfreesboro, but that's not the main area of interest right now. It's down near Chapel Hill and Spring Hill, near Holt's Corner. The storm's starting to come together really nicely. Doesn't have the tops I want to see, but can't really help that one, given the environment. And no new update. Fun. VIL is still pretty bad. Don't know why they have this warning out still. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the outflow boundary right here. Did she retreat or something? Yeah, it's retreated. The outflow boundary retreated at one point. Right over in Murfreesboro. It's wild. Oof. That's not something you see every day. Random retreating outflow boundary. Yeah. That's just staying just north of town. This one out near Auburn. It's mostly just a heavy rain event with some small hail. If you're lucky. Let's see. No, it's not growing hail right now. Looks like all the hail is gone. With the and still right in there. Oof day. Let's see. No CCs anywhere. You can see the outflow boundaries all over the place. What is causing that? You'd expect it to be that one. That one's probably about to go severe warning near Bethpage. They're about to issue a warning near Bethpage to Castian Springs. That one's about to be warned here pretty soon. Surprised it hasn't been warned already. Near Bethpage. That's probably a lot larger than what's being depicted. Yeah, there's some extremely large hail right there. I still have that warning going. That's filled in completely, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that one. Let's see if we can find a webcam up near Bethpage. Tennessee DOD. There we go. Yeah, let's see if we can't find one near Bethpage. Bethpage would be right here. That's Rising Hope. How far north is that? That is northwest down, so you're not gonna get a webcam from there. Oh, goody. Bethpage is up in here. Oof. That's just south of the border, yeah. There's no webcam there. Don't know why there's not a warning on it. This area is still looking pretty good as well. Let's see. Surprised it's not being auto-warned. With those stats. And they still have this warned. Oof. My guess is this won't do anything until it reaches the alpha boundary from the north. Looks like there's a bunch of hail about to go into Bethpage, so we should get some sort of idea on what's actually happening there. Oh yeah, it's about to hail pretty hard in Bethpage. We shall see what the sizes are, because there has already been super large hail detected, and an inch was reported for the hail size. And this is the more interesting one. Looks like it went just south of town as well. Down in here. Yeah, and there's some areas down in there where we might get a report of hail. Let's see. Did the velocities update down here? No, they have not. Alright, we'll have to wait to see what this Bethpage area has. Hoping we get a good reading on this hail. Because last time we got a good reading on hail, it was only an inch. Yeah, right in here, there was some giant hail just off to the north. And all they got was an inch. Bethpage. There we go. Yeah, that's probably not gonna be much there. Zero velocity, so it's all elevated type hail as well. They still have this warning out. What is going on? There has to be like a chaser in the area reporting stuff, because there's no way that should be still warned. While this isn't warned. Let's see. Does the CC? Yeah, the CC has a nice little hail core there. There's like a 3-body scatter spike, but it's not. I think it's due to the refractions bouncing off the city right there. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Bouncing off the top of the skyscrapers in downtown Nashville. That's a weird place to put a radar. The only good news is it's out of town, so you get really accurate views when it is in town. Right next to the water is pretty wild. Let's see. Any new updates from the velocities? Velocities are still there. They're just not doing much. Let's see. There's nothing there. I don't even think this has a wind threat right now. There's a little bit of a wind threat right here. Otherwise, it's nothing. This looks more concerning than the severe thunderstorm warning. And then this area right in here is way more concerning than either of those two, due to the large hail in the area. Yeah. Looks like it went potentially right through town. So if we don't get a large hail report out of that, then the radar is way too sensitive right now. It's not doing its job. We'll have to see. I still have this warning. Next update's in about a minute. Okay. If we don't get any hail reports out of this, that was clearly just the radar, just being weird. Again. Because that should warrant a warning, even automatically. Still have this area of rotation near Holt's Corner and Chapel Hill. It's looking really nice. If it could get its act together. This is a little more impressive right here. Oh, they dropped the warning. There is a tornado watch still in effect. But I don't know how much longer that's going to last, because conditions don't seem very favorable for tornadoes right now. Let's see, up in here. Okay, there's no hail report, so that was probably just the radar being stupid. Ugh, that sucks. Does not look like it was going to be a very nice hail core as well. Again. Yeah, that thing's been going on for a while. Just doesn't want to do anything with it. Let's see. Any new updates on velocities? Should retry in 8 seconds. Hopefully we get an update. Next update's a minute. That's not the recent one. And not a lot happening right now. A lot of thunderstorms. There's just under an inch hail just north of North Bethpage. I don't think that took the brunt of the hail core though. No, it did not. Interesting. It was nowhere near the brunt of the hail core. Probably with this area right in here. Yeah, just got on the northern edge of the hail core. There's a giant hail core, giant hail being depicted there. Do we have hail down here? A little bit, but not something you're gonna die over and stuff. Not a lot happening. Might have to call the stream at some point. You know what? We're actually gonna go do weather forecasting while we wait with the hurricanes and the typhoons. Ooh, wrong one. Alrighty. Forecasting for the hurricanes out near the East Pacific. Oof, that takes it right into Luzon. Oof, that might even get the capital there. Oof. Now it takes it in at a minimum 950, so at least Cat 4. Problem is, the satellite data says those are going to be completely wrong. Yeah, that's gonna be completely wrong. The only good news is there's not a lot of time with Typhoon. However you say that name, Feng Wang. True colors. Yeah, there we go. There's the sunrise point. Yeah, so sunrise just happened. The only good news is, it looks like it's gonna have a massive, massive eye. Let's see. Nothing of interest anywhere as well. Ooh. Might have to break in. Once I get through these stuff. Let's do a short range forecast for America. Alright. Looks like a Clipper system's coming in. Looks like an Alberta Clipper's coming in. And then nothing. And maybe another Clipper as well. Well, that's fun. We have this initial Clipper coming in. Goes out, another Clipper. Then northwest flow, maybe some severe weather in the Arkansas area. Next Monday. Is that really? Yeah, that's next Monday. Before some zonal flow low comes across. And sets up a front. Leads to some severe weather. Otherwise, pretty boring. Let's check what it looks like in this. Supercell composite's probably not the best to use. There's a little bit of a severe weather threat there. That's with that boundary and that front stalling. Ooh, that goes all the way out, almost to Christmas. Well, that looks really cold. Let's see. Did they issue anything? No, but that looks interesting. That's doing something there. Check tops. Ooh, that one has massive tops. Yeah. It's further south. That's right in the right spot. So maybe we'll get something out of there. Let's see. Nothing. Just cold. That looks like it's gonna be pretty damaging if that actually happens. There was mostly nothing. Just a nice zonal flow for the next week and a half before Omega block develops. Doom doom. Yeah. Alright. Check one more time. That area is looking decent. Alright, back to severe weather coverage. Yeah, mostly just a nothing burger. That's still looking nice out here. It's looking better than most of the stuff out here near Nashville. Besides that, near Woodbury. And does that look good, or is that, yeah, that's a mess. That's the one out near Woodsbury. Yeah, right there. And that's besides this Holtz Corner area and the Chapel Hill area, it's only 2 areas of interest. And that's probably going to wind itself out near Woodbury. That's any indicator. Chapel Hill looks insanely messy. Might actually get a better view from down here. No, that doesn't help. Woodbury doesn't look that great from that angle either. Let's see. Reflectivity's looked good all day, but they haven't been able to translate down to the surface very well. It's still near Chapel Hill as well. Oh, that's the max hail from that area. Less than an inch. Oof. How do you manage that one? When it looks like that. Oof. Let's see. There is a little area north of Woodbury. Chapel Hill. It's very, very messy. Can't believe that's the best spot right now. It does have a little bit of supercell structure in the reflectivity as well. I think it was a loop and around. Right in there. And then Chapel Hill, yeah, it's a bit messy down there. And nowhere else looks anywhere near as good. Well, that's not a good sign. It's still not perfect, but it might be trying something there. Problem is, I think it's undercut. Let's see. Nothing. And this is due to refraction from the Nashville skyline. Yep. There's a bunch of refraction happening with the radar, and it's bouncing off the top of the buildings. Oof. Anywhere else that I need to see? Let's check up here. There's probably nothing. I don't see anything. Yeah, it's all elevated anyways. Woodbury should be updating here soon, and it should be on the road. Right up in there. Maybe up in here. When it does try to update. Oof. Oof. Ba-ba-bum. It's a little far west, but still the best looking area on the map right now. That's nothing. You can see where the outflow is. Are they gonna rewarn this? Because they might. We'll have to see. Let's see. Nothing really happening there. Don't know what's happening there. And almost all the rotation's gone near Chapel Hill and Holt's Corner. And right, still looking the best near Woodbury. Let's check tops. Tops looking good. Problem is that's entirely elevated. Yeah, that's an entirely elevated area. Let's see. Hail is pretty mixed. There's some down near Chapel Hill, but it's lost so much of its supercell characteristics. Woodbury is not doing too hot right now. It looks like it's starting to become linear as well. Oof. I wonder what Torcast had for today. Probably was about 5. I would have to guess. NATO cast, never mind. I spelled it wrong. Let's see. It's still going. Problem is, it's right on the boundary. So you're still gonna have to watch it. Fortunately, it's hoping on moving on, but that ain't happening. Not with that structure. I wonder why they haven't warned this yet. Is the velocity should be strong enough for a severe thunderstorm warning. Cast only had 5, so yeah. Alright. Let's see. Anything in the CC area? I think that's a dry air pocket. Yeah, that's dry air, so that doesn't matter. Inrush should still be there. Technically, it's one near Chapel Hill, but I don't think that's gonna last too much longer. It's lost a lot of its structure, and its tops are starting to be shredded. The Woodbury one actually has some tops to it, and has a decent rotation area with it. Might be even able to pick it up from this angle. Yeah, it's picked up from both sides. So that means it's a fairly thick column of rotation. I'll have to see if it can sustain itself over these hills right here. Because it's in the middle of nowhere. Once it gets past there, it should open up to some plains areas. And maybe it'll try something there. I'll have to see. It's too dark for any cams. There's none in that area anyways. Some lake effect snow apparently. All over the damn place. Oh, that's a lake effect rain event. Let's see, are they gonna issue any new warnings? Should be right in here. Yeah, it's right in there. Still a little weak, but there's that area near Chapel Hill. I'm gonna call it a rest for now. Let's see. Let's wait for one more update to the radar. Just to be safe. Before I do that. Oof. Let's see. Picking up anything? No. CC is showing nothing. And rats in that area. Showing the same thing. And rats a little further north. That's a bunch of hail, so it doesn't really matter. Be out in here. Chapel Hill showing a little bit of life there, but nothing to get too worried or worked up over. That has plenty of supercell structure. I just don't know if it's gonna do anything with it. Let's see. Probably just dump them. Let's see. That one here, Chapel Hill, is really falling apart. Were you the one that went through? No, it's all right in here. That one fell apart as well. Let's see if there's an update on. There is one south, but I think that's. Wait. Oh, good thing I waited. That's looking really good. If it can just tighten itself up. Both of these look really good. This one and this one. Otherwise, everything else is outflow dominant. let's see. Let's see, is this one gonna be good? No. Let's see. That did update. The one near Chapel Hill is starting to look really nice. And reflectivity's looking better, but still looks the best up in here. Ugh, look at that mess. And that's falling apart. Really good. Right in here is the best area, but it doesn't have any rotation associated with it. Besides outflow potential areas of rotation. I'm gonna have to wait for this outflow boundary to get through. Unfortunately. Pretty sure it extends all the way down like this. It's interacting with the storm. Yeah. Ugh, that looks so ugly. Probably gonna drop stuff soon. Let's see. Ba-ba-bum. Alrighty. Ba-ba-bum. Let's see. Let's do edge. Oh, wrong button. Okay, now you're acting up. Let's see. I don't really see anything. Ugh. The only two are Chapel Hill and Woodbury, but the Woodbury one fell apart. Ugh. Nothing. There's not even severe thunderstorms I can follow. Maybe up in here there might be something silly happening. Problem is it's in the middle of the radar hole. Chapel Hill is falling apart, and Woodbury's falling apart as well. I'm gonna take a break. Just go send some people randomly. Ugh. What a poor excuse for a severe thunderstorm outbreak. Yeah, giant hail on radar and not producing giant hail. Ugh. Just go through one more time. Looks like this is developing into a squall line for the remainder of Tennessee. Yeah, this is just gonna be a squall line for the remainder of Tennessee up until it hits the mountains over here. Ugh. Yeah, let's check tops one more time. The Woodbury one's going haywire. See if that translates to the surface. It does not. It's only in the upper levels that it's doing that. Let's check VIL. There's a little surge, but I think there's higher surges on stuff in the background. And even up near Smithville. Oof. Let's see. Did that do anything? That did nothing with that new update. Oof. Just gonna go send them over somewhere. There are none. Alright. Let's just do it this way then. Just chatting. Since severe weather doesn't seem to be a very big priority today. Yeah, and the one near Chapel Hill in Holt's Corner is already falling completely apart. Still has a little bit of rotation, but that's not what you want to see. Especially, yeah, the tops are completely shredded. You do have that near Woodsbury, but that's not doing too much. Yeah, this is the only area of any sort of decent rotation. Middle of nowhere near Smithsville. And it's on the backside, so it doesn't really matter. Oof. This is that would be right there, but I think that's deep in there to the rain core. It's backside. So can't really do much there. Alright. Let's see. Doom. No. Anything weather related? No, everybody's playing games. Cause there's nothing to nothing to track right now in terms of severe weather coverage. Outside of the typhoon, actually. Do one final update on that, actually. Right before I head off. Need to change this. There we go. One final update. On what's soon to be Super Typhoon Fenghuang. Let's see, what does the 18? 18 has its sub 930 at one point. Across multiple members. Let's see, what does the 0Z have? Multiple 930s, sub 930s. I think the GFS had its sub... what was it? 920s? I think it was. I'll have to recheck. East Asia. It had it 947, 946. That must have been a previous run. 944. Those would probably be. I usually take 10 millibars off, so probably 927. And I think the severe weather threats diminished quite a bit. I need to check to see if they're going to drop the watch or not. They probably are. Let's see what the MD has. Ongoing fiction, 7 hours. A few supercells. Prefunnel. Yeah, and there's less stabilizer out further east, so very isolated risk of a tornado. There's Fenghuang going nuts. Alrighty then. Let's bring up the radar again. One last check. A little bit of wind there. That's nothing. Those two would probably be the better of the two, but the tops over there are completely gone. Yeah, Smithville would be the only legitimate area right now. I don't think it's gonna do much there. Yeah, there's nothing there. Everything's backside. Alright, let's go through this then. Boom. Let's go see if we can find somebody with the category. Do we get anything out of that? No, I do not. Nothing out of that either. Let's do just chatting then. Nothing there. Nope. Wow, there's not a lot to do there. NVIL spikes, just the one near Woodbury. Otherwise, everything's falling apart. Ugh. Still has a pretty nice top on it. Only 40,000, but compared to everything else, it's might as well just be a giant mountain. Let's see. Maybe Outbreak. Let's see if we can raid somebody there. We can. Alright, we're going there. Oh, I think I already did that guy. But, might as well. Alrighty. That's the end of that mess.